CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Two men have been arrested in connection with the homicide of a 19-year-old Simon Fraser University student who was gunned down in a campus parking lot. Maple Battaglia was shot near her car on September 28, 2011 after a night of studying on the university's Surrey campus. She was found suffering from gunshot wounds about 1 a.m. but later died in hospital. This morning, police announced they have two men in custody who will face charges in Battaglia's death. More information is expected tonight. News of the arrests quickly made its way to Battaglia's friends.
We shared the same birthday, so we'd always get ready together. And knowing that I can't do that with her anymore, all those things are really hard to know can't happen anymore.
19-year-old Maple Battaglia was a health sciences student who dreamed of becoming a doctor. She was also a part-time model and actress to help pay for her education. It has been more than 22 years since Michael Donaghy vanished. Now Child Find BC has launched a new book about the 4-year-old's disappearance and his life as a fundraiser for the nonprofit organization. Donaghy's parents, who have become Child Find advocates, were on hand for the launch event last night.
I guess it took almost a year for her to write it, and it was difficult at times, but it was done. And hopefully Michael picks it up sometime and reads it himself, and maybe he'll remember who he is.
Their son, Michael Donaghy, disappeared from a Victoria playground on March 24, 1991, and hasn't been seen since. The book, called Vanished, the Michael Donaghy story, shows a picture of Michael taken just days before he disappeared and includes an insert with a composite sketch of what he would look like today.
I think with it being, I guess, in print, it just makes it seem that much more real. It's not a daydream that you feel like you're having. You're caught in this tunnel where you just can't seem to find the end of it, and that's just where we're at.
I think Michael would be, it's 26 now. Wonder what he looks like. Wondered if he would have been a great lacrosse player, or, just every day's hard, every day's different. Just something you work through as time goes by.
The book was written by Valerie Green, who says she hopes it will carry on Michael's legacy and help other families of missing children. 50% of the sales of the book will go towards Child Find BC, which is led by Crystal Donaghy. The organization aims to prevent future abductions and supports families of missing children. Today is World AIDS Day. Events are underway all over the planet to increase awareness of those living with the acquired immune deficiency syndrome and those who have died from it. In Johannesburg, people made a long ribbon made of red t-shirts. They're trying to break the Guinness World Record for longest AIDS awareness ribbon. It's over 1.5 kilometers long. South Africa has the highest number of people living with AIDS at 5.6 million. The Stop HIV/AIDS program in BC has dramatically slashed HIV infection rates here over the past 3 years. The program initially targeted Vancouver and Prince George and will be rolled out province-wide next April. New HIV infections in BC have decreased from about 900 new cases each year in the mid-90s to less than 300 new cases in 2011. There were 20 new HIV infections on Vancouver Island last year, down from 38 in 2009. The province's largest construction project is one step closer to completion, and the Premier says one of the worst bottlenecks in BC has now been eliminated. The new Portman Bridge has opened to 8 lanes of traffic, slashing commute times for some drivers. Christy Clark officially opened the bridge this morning. The new crossing replaces the old 4-lane bridge spanning the Fraser River, built in 1964. Despite opposition from people who lobbied for improved public transit instead, drivers will pay a $1.50 toll starting next Saturday. Bridge construction is expected to finish up next year. Well, it hasn't been around quite as long as the original Portman, but a longtime Vancouver Island business is turning 35.
There you are. You're welcome.
And Thrifty Foods threw a party today at its first ever location. The Fairfield Thrifty Foods opened its doors in 1977 and began sponsoring Beacon Hill Little League. Some members of that team, all grown up, were at the store today, as well as staff in the grocery chain's Quarter Century Club, who say the customers make their job easy.
A lot of these customers I know on a first name basis and really enjoy seeing them. I love the kids. I do lots of sound effects for the kids. When they come in the store, I'm either either driving my car around without my car and honking the horn or giving them a little growl or, all sorts of things. It's just a fun place to be and shop and work.
When I first started here, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I'm so glad that I made this a career. I went to university while I was here, but in the long run, I stayed with this company, and I don't regret a moment of it. It's an awesome place.
Thrifty Foods currently employs close to 900 people who have been with the company for at least 10 years. Kids spent the afternoon celebrating the arrival of winter in Centennial Square.
Right here. Right here.
It was snow day in the square, which is no small feat considering it was pouring rain for part of the afternoon. There were snow sculpting and ice carving demonstrations, winter-themed crafts, and syrup poured over fresh shaved ice. But the biggest hit of the day may have been the opportunity for snow-starved island kids to throw down in an old-fashioned snowball fight. We sent in CTV News camera operator Steve Coulterman to ask the tough questions.
What's the secret to a good snowball?
I don't really know. I usually just kind of try and make it round.
What makes snow so much fun?
You get to throw it.
Kids are having a really good time, as you can see, and it's fun. It's nice. Something different other than the rain for once.
Snow Day in Centennial Square is sponsored by the City of Victoria and the Downtown Victoria Business Association.